everybody, I hope you're well. My by far most asked question is, how do you afford your travelling? How do you fund your trips? How do you save up? Everything along those kind of lines I get asked literally on a multiple daily basis. I've touched on this before, but I feel like it needs its own video. So the genuine truth is that I literally work like a dog, like 7 days a week when I'm at home, and when I feel I have enough money to complete my trip in mind, then I just jet off. I realise this answer is not helpful to most, which is why I have compiled a list of my top 10 saving tips for your backpacking adventure, and a lot of these I swear by, and it has helped me a lot when saving for my own trips. So number 1, the full-time job. When you are saving, you want to work as much as possible to make as much money as possible. Makes sense. I find the easiest way to do this is a full-time job, working over 35 hours a week and with a bit of a routine. I find when you're working hours back to back, the time goes way faster, it's less fatiguing, and it's also a steady, guaranteed income, which is going to be the biggest bulk towards your savings. I find temporary full-time office work through recruitment agencies, but I promise to go more into that in another video. Number 2, the extra work. Like I said, when you're saving, you want to work as much as possible to make as much money as possible. And this bit is all down to you and your willpower. You could settle with your full-time job and create your savings simply from that, or you can get a weekend or an evening job, or doing extra hours as well as your full-time work, which will either speed up your saving process, or you can just work like that for the same amount of time, but it's just gonna make your trip bigger and better. Number 3 is to sell your stuff. I can guarantee you, if you look in your wardrobe, half of those clothes you do not need, or if you look in your attic, half of that shit you do not need. And although you think that no one wants it, trust me, if you go to a car boot sale, you will sell it, even if it's literally just for like 20p, 30p. It all accumulates up and you're gonna get a bulk of money for that stuff. So yeah, the best thing I think to do is to go to your local car boot sale, just make it all look semi-presentable, think of a low price where people are going to buy it, and I mean, I guess that's then a good spring clean for you and you're making money. Number 4 is to make lists before you go shopping. This is food shopping and clothes shopping and any other kind of shopping. This will mean that you are only buying the things you need. I am the worst culprit for walking just into a supermarket, and I know what stuff I need, but I don't make a list, and I will literally just walk down every aisle and just sticking everything in the trolley. But when you're doing that, although you don't think this stuff is costing very much, like a pound here, a pound there, like it is all building up and it's all money that you're spending unnecessarily. So make sure you make lists before you go shopping, and you definitely stick to them. Don't even look at anything else. Number 5 is to do your leisure things cheaper. What I mean by this is basically just to be a bit more savvy when you're doing the things that you might normally do for fun. For example, if you're going out for a meal, look online and see if there's any discounts. I know Pizza Express always have discounts online. Just Google Pizza Express discounts and you're gonna find something. Go on Groupon or Voucher. Like if you're gonna do a spa day away, they always have amazing deals. If you're going on a night out, remember to pre-drink so you buy less drinks when you're out. And also, don't take your bank card with you. I always do this. I'll bring a certain amount of cash of what I think I'm gonna spend, but I'll bring my card as well. And I'm like, oh well, you only use it as a backup. But then 6 Jaeger bombs later, you're like, that was really worth the backup. Just don't take your bank card out with you. Just bring out cash, enough that you know that you're going to get yourself home safe, and leave it at that, because it stops you spending extra money unnecessarily. Again with the unnecessary spending. It happens a lot. Oh, and also if you're getting your hair cut, if you normally go to the hairdressers, you can ask them when they need models for trainees to cut your hair. It's normally less than half the price to do it, and they always have a mentor like watching over them anyway. So I do this quite often, and they've never cut my hair terribly. I mean, I've never asked for like something super crazy. I'm normally just like, a trim please, but it's much cheaper to get your hair cut as a model, so maybe that's just something to consider. Number 6 is to take a packed lunch. It's so easy when you're going to work, when you go on a day out, where you're just going to buy your lunch when you're there, but it's so much cheaper to pack it. And also with your morning coffee, if you stop at Starbucks every morning for your morning coffee, think how much money that you're spending on that, like so much. And so, you know, buy yourself a flask and take coffee with you in the mornings. I know it may not be as nice, but remember, you're saving and you're not indulging. What is a really good thing to do when you're swapping your paid for lunch for your pre-packed lunch? The money that you know you're saving, so the money that you would normally spend on your lunch, so whatever it is, like £6 or £7, or plus your coffee, so like a tenner a day. I don't know what you guys' daily routines are. Whatever that money you're saving, put it in a pot. So that money that would quite literally have gone to the food and drink, it's now gonna be in a pot and it's gonna start building up, and that's gonna add to your savings massively. Number 7 is to save money on accommodation. If you are renting an apartment at the moment, maybe it's worth moving back in with your parents. They can't be that bad for a few months. Or maybe if you have a spare room in your apartment, then you can rent it out to someone else so you have an income coming in there. Or can you stay with a friend for a few months? Think if there's any way you can live cheaper than you already are. Number 8 is to walk and share lifts. I know it's easy to drive your own car places, and when you're not going very far you think, oh, the petrol's not going to cost very much. But you know, it all adds up, and if you have time to walk, then walk, you know, you'll lose weight in the meantime as well. This right now is just all little bits of saving. It's just £1 here, £1 there, but I promise you, if you're doing this consistently while you're saving, then it's all gonna add up. So if there's any chance where you can share a lift or walk as opposed to driving yourself, then definitely take that opportunity. Number 9 is kind of linked to fundraising. Going out of your way just to make a little bit of extra money. So if you have a talent like singing or with a guitar, maybe you could try busking. Or if you're good at baking, you can sell some cakes. Or maybe you're really good at friendship bracelet making and you could sell those. If you're involved in any communities which do a summer fete and Christmas bazaar, see if you can get involved in those and set up your own stall of whatever you've created or using your talent or whatever, and just see if you can make any extra money doing that sort of thing. Or washing cars. I've definitely done that once. And my final tip, number 10, is to quit your memberships. Do you have a gym membership? Do you have a magazine subscription? Are you subscribed to get those overrated Graze boxes? There may be some things that you are subscribed to or a member of that you're paying money towards monthly and you're not even aware of it. Have a look at your bank statements. See where your money is coming out. If there's money coming out of there for some reason, either that you don't know or you know it's coming out but you're like, that's really unnecessary, I don't use it, then just quit it. There's always a way to unsubscribe from stuff, and yeah, there's just always a way to stop it. I know if you have a gym membership, you're always like, oh, that's quite hard to quit because you might do classes and stuff, but you can still exercise in the outdoors. Like, you can always go for a run or anything, or buy some exercise equipment and do it at home. Like, it may not be as luxurious as your gym, but these are the sacrifices you have to make for saving. And there you have it. These are pretty much the rules I live by when I'm at home trying to save for my next big backpacking adventure. So for all the people asking how I afford my travels, that's how. The thing is, it sounds simple, but actually coming down to it, it's so easy to slip into the mentality of, just having one Starbucks won't make a difference, or, only £1 for Dairy Milk giant chocolate buttons, I can't miss that opportunity. You have to treat this saving like a strict diet. If you slip once, you will slip again, and that goal that could be so close will just slip further away. And think of it like this, if you're like me, if you do stick to it, you probably will end up losing weight. I find when I discipline one area of my life, I find it so much easier to discipline others as well. And right now this is turning into Christiane's life advice, so I think I'm going to end on that note. Another video I've got in the pipeline, which I'm going to film very soon, is my top 10 budgeting tips for when you're actually on your trip, which I think goes very well with this video, because you don't want to save up all this money, do all this really hard work, and then in your first week you're just gonna blow it all. So stay tuned for that video because we want our money that we've been working our butt off to save to last. We want the fun and the exploring and the adventure to never end, or just to last as bloody long as possible. So my tips for budgeting will be coming out very soon, so make sure you're subscribed to see that. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. These are normally my favourite type of YouTube videos, like the sort of top 10, so I hope I've done it justice. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what this unfamiliar setting is, I'm in Australia! I am currently somewhere in the middle of bloody nowhere doing my regional work at the moment, so I apologise if it's been quite windy / my face has been quite dark. It's quite hard to find a location when you're in the middle of nowhere. I've got some really good videos lined up about all of my work here, which I'm super excited about. But first, I am posting all of my Central America content, so stay tuned for that. And honestly, at this point in time of filming, I've got absolutely no idea what location is going to be next in the Central America vlogs, but whatever it is, I will see you then. Bye! Ready for me to zoom in on my background?